My name is Clara. I am 78 years old. I want to tell you something. Nobody told me this when I was young. I got married when I was 22 years old. Life was very different then. People taught me that a good woman did not ask for much. She took care of others. She stayed quiet. She did what was needed. For most of my life, I believed something. I believed that being a good woman meant saying yes to everyone. I said yes to my husband. I said yes to my children. I said yes to my parents and my friends. I said yes to my boss. I thought this was love. I thought this was strength. Now, I know I was wrong. I spent almost 60 years trying to be perfect. I tried to be the perfect wife. I tried to be the perfect mother. I tried to be the perfect daughter. I tried to be the perfect worker. I married a kind man. He worked hard. He provided for our family. I loved him. He loved me too. I supported his career. I held our home together. I smiled when I was supposed to smile. I stayed quiet when I was supposed to stay quiet. I did what I believed was right. I was not unhappy, but I was not fully happy either. Late at night, the house was quiet. A small voice inside me asked, "Is this all my life will be?" Each time that thought came, I pushed it away. I felt guilty for thinking about myself. I believed that wanting more meant being selfish. When I was 35, I finally spoke. I told my husband, I want to go back to school. I love books and stories. I want to teach. He looked at me. He said, "We can't afford it now. The children need you, maybe later." So I waited. Years passed. The children grew older. I asked again. He said, "I'm thinking about retirement now. We need to help my parents. Maybe in a few years." So I waited again. Every few years, the dream came back. When I saw teachers on television, my heart felt heavy. When I walked past a school, I felt sad. I imagined myself holding a book. I imagined standing in front of students. I imagined sharing stories with them. Then I remembered my responsibilities. The dream slowly went away. When I was 55, his parents died. I thought, now it's my turn. But then our daughter got divorced. She needed help with her children. I told myself, how can I think about myself? My family needs me. So I waited again. Then, when I was 71, my husband died. We were married for 42 years. The house became very quiet. There were no footsteps, there were no questions, there were no plans. I ate alone. I slept alone. Some days I did not speak to anyone at all. I realized something. For 60 years, my identity was wrapped around other people. Now there was nothing left to hold onto. I was scared. I was scared because I missed him. But I was also scared because I did not know who I was without caring for someone else. I was someone's wife for so long. I was someone's mother for so long. I never learned how to be just myself. About a year and a half later, I found a letter. My husband wrote it before we got married. In the letter, he wrote about how smart I was. He wrote about my love of learning. He said he was excited to see what I would do in life. I sat on the floor. I held that letter. I cried. I cried because I realized something. I slowly buried that young woman and her dreams. I told myself I was being selfless. But the truth was different. I was disappearing. At 72, I made a decision. I said to myself, it is not too late. I was afraid. I wondered what people would think. I wondered if I would fail. I wondered if I was too old. But another voice inside me asked, what if you never try? That voice was stronger. I joined a community college. I began studying books, art, history, and ideas. Young students sat around me. They had laptops and notebooks. For the first time in many years, I felt alive. I also began traveling. At first, I took small trips. I went to nearby places I always wanted to see. Later, I traveled farther. I walked slowly. I looked around carefully. I was no longer rushing through life. I was finally living it. The hardest lesson was learning to say no. My children called and asked for help. Sometimes I said, I'm sorry. I already have plans. One day, my daughter said, you have changed. I smiled. I said, yes, I have. And I needed to. She did not fully understand, but she respected my choice. That was enough. Now I am 78 years old. I finally know who I am. I am not only someone's wife. I am not only someone's mother. I am a woman who loves books and art. I am a woman who loves quiet mornings. I enjoy my own company. I travel when I want. I rest when I need to. I say yes when I mean yes. I say no without guilt. But my heart still hurts. I spent 60 years putting myself last. I spent 60 years waiting for permission. That permission never came. I cannot get those years back. Sometimes I imagine speaking to my younger self. I would hold her hands. I would say, please don't disappear. Please don't wait your whole life. You matter too. You are not selfish for having dreams. You are not selfish for saying no. You are not selfish for choosing yourself. Life never becomes quiet. There will always be another responsibility. There will always be another reason to wait. Please don't make my mistake. Don't wait for permission. Your life is not practice. This is your real life. It is happening today.